How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Cubeorithms. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the MF6 and then also doing a quick review of the MF7 at the end. This video was sponsored by SpeedCubeShop.com. I will leave a link in the description below. You guys can head over there for all of your puzzle needs. Don't forget to use the discount code Red vs. Blue at checkout to get 10% off your whole order. Nice. Okay, so you guys know when you start up a new online multiplayer game and they start you off with a character who's pretty much totally balanced with no real strengths and no real weaknesses, that is the MF6. Let's go through my notes and you guys can see what I mean. So this is the Mofang Jiaoshi MF6. It's $16 from SpeedCubeShop.com. It was released January 2nd of 2018 and it has a side length of 68 millimeters. Now this is Mofang Jiaoshi's first 6x6, so keep that in mind. So the turning of this cube, it has kind of a medium speed. It's not too fast, but not too slow either. And it has a pretty good balance between smoothness and bumpiness. Corner cutting, it can do one piece forward pretty easily. Anything beyond that results in things like this going on consistently. And it's got pretty much nothing for reverse. But that's kind of how it is with big cubes, so get over it. So stability-wise, this cube, most of the time, feels pretty stable. It almost feels like a block. Like I could throw this at somebody's face and it would be fine. The cube, not the person's face. But there is the occasional misalignment of the pieces that cause this sort of a thing to derp out. And you can see just how easy it was to manipulate the cube to do that. So that's kind of inconvenient. This cube does pop occasionally. Generally, you just get these sort of lockups, and then sometimes to get it back, it requires that you pop a piece out. I actually find that I don't really experience pops all that much during solves. I experience pops a lot more when I'm just doing algorithms and trying to be as fast as I can. So I guess that's nice, kind of. So the cube flows okay. As established, I mean, it turns medium, speed. Nothing really stands out to me in the turning, and then with the misalignment of the pieces and the occasional piece nightmare that this is, which is generally pretty easy to put back. So this is what I'm talking about with the pops, where you get it out of alignment, and then you just kind of got to remove a piece, or the piece will take the liberty of removing itself, and then you just got to put it back in. And that is what a pop is. So that's kind of inconvenient. Anyway, I was talking about flow. Honestly, I'm sad to say that I am not the best person to talk about the flow of a 6x6 because I'm not that fast at 6x6. And when I'm solving, I'm not really transitioning from turn to turn super quickly. In my experience, it's actually been it's actually been a pretty pleasant solving experience, but not super duper fast. It takes me over 5 minutes generally, which is sad for me. It's still fun though. The sticker quality, it's up to industry standard, looking good. So basically just from my regular solving experience with this, it feels very standard. You know, medium, pretty much everything. I don't want to say it's bad because it works. If you don't have a 6x6 and this would be your first 6x6, it would do a pretty good job. I mean, it does have the occasional pop, it has the occasional lockup, but if it never popped and never locked up, that would be a strength. And this really doesn't have any strengths, but it doesn't have any weaknesses either. It doesn't pop frequently enough to be a weakness. It doesn't lock up frequently enough to be a weakness. I don't think I've ever really experienced a puzzle that is this standard feeling. It feels exactly how you would expect. There's nothing surprising going on. But as far as quality for speed cubers, it's not quite the best. It's pretty much the middle of the road. It's better than a Shengshao 6x6 for sure, and for the price, you really do get what you pay for, if not slightly more. I don't want to say this is a bad cube because it's not that bad, but it's just, there's nothing special. There's really nothing too special going on. So that's that. That's the MF6 for you. Let's do a quick walkthrough of the MF7. Speed run it. So the MF7 is $25 from SpeedCube Shop, and it released March 7th of 2017, which that surprised me because I thought this was a new cube. I did not know it has been out for almost a full year now. I don't know how I never saw any reviews or anything for it, but I did not hear about this cube at all. It has a side length of 71 millimeters, and this was Mofeng Jiaoshi's first 7x7. I believe they have come out with an updated version. Maybe I'll get it soon. I don't know. So the turning of the MF7 is fairly similar to the 6x6. It's maybe a little bit faster. I think it's also a little bit more unstable feeling. It's like looser. And I actually did tighten this up about a quarter turn on every screw, and that did help the stability quite a bit, but it still does feel a little bit flimsy. Corner cutting, one piece forward, about nothing for reverse. The stability of this cube, it's pretty stable. It's a little bit flexy, but that almost makes it fun. I could just sit here doing this all day. Pops, it generally doesn't fully pop out a piece. You do get that like misalignment, and then you sometimes gotta pop out a piece to get everything back aligned. But that doesn't happen very frequently, and it's not that big of an issue. Especially now that I've tightened it up a little bit, that problem is almost totally gone. So the flow of this cube is kind of meh, because when I'm turning it, the inner layers tend to sort of turn a little bit, and because this cube has pretty much no reverse corner cutting, there are alignment issues, like right there. And right there, you see what I'm talking about? So you do kind of got to be careful to hold on to all the layers while you're turning in order to prevent that from happening. That problem probably would go away if I broke it in a little bit more. I have done quite a few solves on it, so yeah. Sticker quality, up to industry standard, looking good, good job. So this one, I guess, doesn't feel quite as standard as the 6x6 did. It feels a little bit flimsier, a little bit faster, and maybe slightly more unstable. Tightening it up definitely helped with that problem, but it just feels a little bit flexier. The 6x6 just generally feels like a block. I'm serious about that. I could throw this at someone's head and it would probably be okay for the cube. This one maybe feels a little bit more, maybe a little bit more loose, maybe a little bit less stable. It is fairly tight, but it's still, I mean, it's good. So do I recommend these cubes? I'm pretty sure that this 7x7 is a little bit outdated and that there are better 7x7s out there. I know there's a 7x7 that just recently came out that's a lot cheaper than this. That's supposed to be really good. Maybe I'll review it sometime. So I'm not sure that I would totally recommend this one. The 6x6, on the other hand, I think I would, as long as it's your first 6x6. I wouldn't recommend this as an upgrade, but this would be a very, very good first 6x6. It is a lot better than like a Shengshao 6x6, which, does anyone even still have a Shengshao 6x6 anymore? I feel like that cube is so outdated, but it's also like the standard first 6x6. Anyway, this one would be really good for that. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not that good. It's so standard. It's hard to explain. Either way, if you're interested in picking up either of these cubes, be sure to do it at speedcubeshop.com. There's a link in the description and you get all your information from there. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Bye.